Hello, welcome back. This is Jeff Byers, and welcome to Module 5. We are going to be creating a food can. So let's go ahead and get to it. Overview. In this module, the student will learn how to create an edge loop cages for hard surface modeling. Student will create 3 edge loop cages and 3 hard surface models. Student will also learn how to model a low poly and high poly food can model. That'll be our main assignment. But the other assignment is worth 10 points. Okay. So again, lesson content, we have a discussion assignment. We have a quiz 5 for this week. So please do those. Listen, if you don't do the discussion assignments, it's 10 points off. And you really need to get yourself involved in the discussion assignment because it's, like I said, it's worth 10 points. And we have 13 of them, so that's 130 points. So you don't get yourself involved in discussion, it could be like a couple grades drop. And in conjunction with that, your hotkeys also, you have 13 quizzes, so that's 130 points. So together, if you don't do that, that's 260 points that you are going to miss, and that has a huge impact on your grade. Please don't forget to do the quizzes. At least give it a try, because you can have this open. You can have 2 windows open of Canvas, and you can be looking at this. So it makes absolutely no sense to me that you guys are not taking those quizzes, or you're afraid to, because all the information is right here. All the hotkeys, what they stand for, learning the hotkeys, or the interface, and then the hotkeys are below it. You can't miss it. They're all right here. All the questions are from here. So please do yourself a favor. Don't skip the quizzes and don't skip the discussion assignment. Even if you don't have anything to show for your work, you can still say, I don't have anything to show at this time. Reply to my message, to the discussion, and reply to it. Just click on the reply key at the bottom and just say, I don't have anything to show at this time. And then you can see other people's discussions and what they've done, and you can critique their work and get 5 points for that. And you have to do 2 of them. Okay? So it's a big deal to get involved in the discussion posts, because it's worth at least 10 points. So that would be something I would highly recommend, especially those of you that aren't turning your assignments in on time, and then you're not doing the quizzes or the discussions. It's going to really hurt in the long run. Okay. Okay, so the course 1 assignment this week is going to be pretty light. I take you through hard surface modeling. It doesn't mean you should start this late, that's for sure, because this might get you caught up a little bit. Now, the first one's easy, the second one's a little harder, and the third one's quite a bit harder. So make sure you get the exercises. These are what I call exercises, because they're like these mini little things. You watch the videos and follow along with me. The big one is worth 30 points. That's this one, creating a low poly and high poly food can. All right, so I give you guys a food can JPEG, so please let me know if you don't see that. You can right click over it and go to Save Image As. And I'll also give you guys these food can references, and you can just right click and go Save Image As, and the top view. So you'll be using these in your front and then your top view. And you can use this in the background or look at it or whatever you want to do with it. Then we've got the course assignment, part 1, which is going over setting up your project. Most of you know how to do that, but I would highly recommend watching it in case you still have problems with finding textures and all that stuff. It takes you through how to set a project, how to start a project and set a project. And then we've got the hard surface modeling parts. Okay, so the first one is pretty easy. Part 2. Part 3 gets a little harder because we add detail to the hard surface model. And then part 3, we add a lot more detail and shows you how to go through that. So it's essentially you go through these and learn how to do hard surface modeling, because that will really come in handy And that's how basically you do all your high poly modeling. And then we start our low poly modeling for the food can in part 5, and then in part 6 we continue that with the high poly modeling. And then I take you through the taking all the screenshots, even the hard surface modeling, and the food can that you have to turn in. So you need to watch this one. This one's really imperative that you don't skip part 7. And then how I'm going to grade you is right here. So you can see the hard surface modeling. All 3 hard surface models are worth 10 points. Let's say you don't do the last one. That's worth the most points. So I break it up. Okay. So I break it up into something like 5, 4, and then 1. So number 3 would be worth 5 points. Number 2 would be worth 4 points, and number 1 would be worth 1 point. So they're not even, because the first one's easy. That's probably worth 1 point, so you don't spend much time doing that one. Number 2 it takes a little more time, so that's worth 4 points, and the third one's worth 5 points. Okay, that's how I break that down. Food can, of course, this is broken up into these sections here, so you have to read all this. That's worth 25 points. Modeling errors, that's worth 3 points, and the low poly. So the high poly modeling is worth 3 points, and the low poly modeling is worth 2 points as far as the errors go. So if I see modeling errors, then I take 2 points off. If I see modeling errors on the high poly, that's 3 points off. Okay. All right. Course assignments, instruction, to turn in instructions. Basically, you will watch part 7. This takes you through how I want the screenshots and rendering done of the hard surface models and the food can. So just watch that. I'm not going to place it down here. You guys know how to do the folder screenshots and how to create all the folders and all the screenshots. This is what I'm expecting to see. And of course, please look at the turn in examples to see the screenshots I need for the hard surface modeling. There's hard surface model 1. You can see how simple that is. And then it becomes a little more complex. Hard surface model 2, and then hard surface model 3. Okay. And then you start the food can, or this is the screenshot of the smooth shade, screenshot of the wireframe, screenshot of the final render, screenshot of the wireframe on shaded render. So I got all the screenshots that I need. So make sure you count them before you turn stuff in. But this should be a light week, and hopefully that will give you some time. So do this right away, get this done, and this will give you enough time to maybe ask questions if you run into any problems on Wednesday class, and or be able to catch up with the castle. Okay? All right. That is it. I wish you luck this week. Get started as soon as possible, and I will see you in the next module, module 6, where we lay out UVs for the food can and texture and render and do what we need to do for the rendering. And that tends to cause a lot of issues with you guys with the rendering process, because as you get going and get more comfortable, we will continue to, you'll get faster and faster at doing this stuff. So all right, you take care, and have a good week.